guys, so we're back with another episode of Taco Imposters. I'm using a brand new camera. The camera is really expensive. I'll show you right now.
Here. It's so cool. I love it. I just bought it yesterday.
I just bought that camera yesterday. Holy crow! I spent a lot of. Well, I spent $200 on it. But brand new, that camera's $3,000. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That exact camera, not a new. No, that exact camera. So I'm like, wow. Big events in 2001. People died in earthquake in India. Let's see what else I got. Human genome sequence revealed. Israeli-Palestinian conflict severely escalates. OAU transformed into AU. Oh, African Union. Okay. Oh, the 9/11 attacks. Yeah. Yeah. My friend was born on 9/11. I know a friend who's born on 9/11. I was kind of just like, okay, okay. That's now a really like sad thing to think about because you're like, let me see what else we got. Afghan Taliban regime collapses. Successful APEC summit held in Shanghai. What else? China's entry into WT World Trade Organization. United States withdraws from the anti-ballistic missile treaty, and then world economic slowdown. Okay. So not crazy stuff. Let's see what we got. So reasonable stuff. There's some crazy stuff like the World Trade Centers, but other than the World Trade Center, there's not much crazy that happened that year. So let me see. So let me see. Let me find some movies. Films released between 2001 and 2002. 2001 and 2002. Let's see what we got. Oh, wow. Okay, there's a lot of good ones. Ooh, there's a lot of good ones. Okay, there's a lot of good ones. Okay. Okay, you know which one I want to talk about? Where is it? Is it here somewhere? Ooh, Monsters Inc. I remember that one. Planet of the Apes. I've seen the first. Okay, I think that was the remake. Was that the remake? That's a remake. Let me see. Tim Burton. I think it was a remake. That's the Planet of the. I've seen the original Planet of the Apes. It's a fine movie. It's a good movie. It's okay. It works. It's not the best movie, but it works. At least for my tastes, for my liking. I like. It's fine. I don't love it. I don't think, but I think it's totally watchable. It's a good movie. Shrek. Oh my gosh, Shrek. Everyone remembers Shrek for that song, for the what's it called? For Shrek. What's it called? Oh my gosh, it's a song called. It's called you know. Oh my gosh, Smash Mouth starts like this. Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. So that's All Stars. Yeah, All Stars. Oh, let me see. Jeepers Creepers. Oh, I remember Jeepers Creepers. I don't remember much about it, but I remember a bit of it. Let's see. Spike. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this. Okay, we're gonna go to the top. And we're gonna start from the beginning, and it's gonna be Jurassic Park 3. Don't hate that movie. A lot of people hate it. I don't. I don't love it. Obviously, I do not love it. I think it's pretty awful. Of the five they have though, Jurassic Park, two Jurassic World, three Jurassic Park, and the two Jurassic World. It's actually not bad. Cause at least makes some sense. I love how the guy is or the couple who want spoiler alerts. Yeah, we're like a quadrillionaires, quadrillion. We're like Googleplex-inaires. We have all the money in the friggin' world. I have the first commercial flight to the moon, and it's like, and Grant's like, Alan Grant's like, Dr. Alan Grant's like, skeptical. Like, that's a little sketchy. I'm skeptical. I'm a little, it's a little, But hey, I don't care. Hey, you're getting me to the island for free. And it's like, oh, we'll do like a little. Can we get you to do a little like pilot flyover? Pilot flyover of the island. And Grant's like, okay. So he get the flyover, and then they get to the point of like, they got the flyover, but they're also like, okay, we're gonna land here, right? And he's like, yeah, that's good, good. Pilot, and then Grant's just like, we're not landing on this island, are we? And it's not Isla Nublar, or Isla Sorna, it's Isla Nublar, the one that they don't see in the first movie. Because I think it's I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's the breeding island. So it's the one from the second movie, Lost World. I'm not 100% sure, but from what I remember, this is what I remember. So anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah. So it's just like, okay. He's like, and the whole thing, and they're like, whatever. And then they're like, wait, what? You're not millionaires. You're not bajillionaires. You're not quadrillionaires. You're not Googleplexionaires. And he's like, not at all. We had barely enough money to get on this flight. I'm like, oh, we're just here to find our signs. Like, he's like, me? Okay, yeah, I'll help you. Like, I guess. Okay, so we got that one. We got Jason X. I never watched any of the Jason movies. Never. Scary movie. I watched the first scary movie. Or bits of the first scary movie. I'm not sure. Laura Croft Tomb Raider. I don't know. Whatever. So you got Harry Potter. Okay, you got Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Never watched that movie. I hear. Well, I've seen the first one, so that's the. I think it's the first one. Yes, it's the first one. So I don't hate it, but I don't. I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan, so. Oopsies. And then you have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Okay, I loved Harry Potter as a kid. I thought it was like the greatest thing ever. It was like so cool. So I was just like, it was like the best. I was like, this is so cool. This is absolutely so cool. I did the whole everything. I've watched every movie and I've read everything up till 5. I never finished the 5th book. Anyway, so that's what the movie I came for was Spy Kids. Now, let me preface this with, I loved Spy Kids as a kid. I thought it was great. Me and my friends were like, we're gonna be spies. It's gonna be amazing. But we're gonna be Spy Kids spies, not like actual spies. Spies exist, just we don't. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So we're just like, this is the best, yeah, this is the greatest thing ever. Maybe I'll show some footage of my old movie that I have. I have some clip of my old movie one day. I have a movie I made with my friend, and we were Spy Kids, and it was like, this is the greatest thing ever. And it's like so. I don't know. We thought it was the greatest thing ever because we were just like, we have an actual camera and we can go out and film in like out in the field and film. Oh, it's gonna be great! And then we're just like, no, not really. But hey, it turned out fine for what we did. We never edited it, so we never. Well, that's hard to say. Edited it. Edited it. Edit. Isn't edit edited? Isn't that just you saying edit twice? Something like that. Anyway, so we love that movie. We were just like, so we were like so into this. We were like, yes, please, gimme. And it was like, okay. We didn't think it was the best movie ever, but we did think it was friggin' insane. We were like, oh my god. So we were just like, wow, American Pie 2. I've never seen American Pie. People say it's okay. I don't know. Yeah, Spy Kids. Aha. Look. Okay. There are four Spy Kids. This is the order you watch Spy Kids based on best movie or two, one, three, four. Or if you can friggin' skip four, please do. Because four is a disgrace to the franchise. It's one of those stupid movies that you go, there was a trilogy. And then, like, I think it was like 5 to 10 years later, somewhere in that ballpark, they decided, nah, we're going to make a fourth one. Same way they did with, well, kind of Jurassic Park did that, but they did it with, like, one and two, and then decided we're going to make a third. I'm like, whatever, fine. I don't care. But they did, but, what was it called? They were like, Indiana Jones. They're like, there's a trilogy, and there's only three. But now we're going to decide to do a fourth. It's like, why, though? Why do you want to just randomly shove in the Crystal Skull in there? Why did you randomly throw in the time whatever one? Four. Why? Why did you do that? Why not? Why not? Storyline, see? So basically, the storyline of that movie is there's a their parents are spies. These kids have parents that are spies, and they don't know they're spies, but they're spies. So they're like, okay, they're spies. It's great, whatever. But then we get to the whole thing of like, and they do spy stuff and they do spy whatever, and then they're just like, okay, so you want me to keep? And they're like, we want to keep this a secret. Well, why? Why can't we just tell our children? Because we cannot tell them. Why? Spy kids. You can make them spy kids. Get it, but okay. So then they're just like, you know what? And then they just know because what happens is they go under like a mission and they're like, okay, which is fine, I guess, but it kind of like compromises their whole like thing because they're just like, oh yeah, yeah, and then the thumb thumbs come, like there's like these weird thumb thumb things because it's like basically what happened in the mission was the kids' TV show. Okay, it's a kids' TV show, and the thing with the kids' TV show is it's run by a guy, a fine guy, but the guy who is in charge of that guy is evil. He's just bad. He wants like robot minion children. He's like he duplicates like a bunch of children. Then he uses the third brain from the dad of the kids to make like to put inside because the third brain is apparently some crazy experiment that he was. Oh yeah, whatever, blah blah blah. But what I'm saying is like, so then they find out that, and then they go, and then they have an uncle who's not really their uncle, Uncle Felix. It's like, but you gotta watch the movie. The first one's at least watchable. The third gets to the point of like, ew, because it was 3D, but it was 3D back when like, so this wasn't like 3D in the movie theater or even 3D TVs. This was 3D. Um, this was 3D. Um, with this was red blue 3D, not good 3D. So you watch it and you're just like, this is kind of crap. And then it's not like how like now 3D is where like you can movie theater and like 90% of the movie can be watched without glasses. 80 or 90% of the movie can be watched without glasses. No, you don't get that. So what happens is you're just like you end up with this like take off your glasses and it's just red blue everywhere. Anyway, I'm not going there because that's not a great movie. But the second one is the best. It's about an island. They go to an island. They have to save this man. It's a Steve Buscemi. You get the one of the best quotes ever. You go, "Does God stay in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?" That's because the guy creates monsters, these tiny little monsters that get bigger. I don't know. It's you have to watch it, but we're not talking about the second one. We're talking about the first one. But we're talking about the first one. So the first one, let's read what the description says here. Two greatest secret agents who agents the world has ever known. Master of disguise, mavens, and invention. Able to stop wars before they even start. Working for separate countries, they are sent to eliminate their most dangerous enemy, each other. What? But in an exotic corner of the world, when they Yeah. Where are they going? Each other, but where are they? They fall in love instead. And oh yes, okay. This is all before we even start the movie. On the most dangerous mission they ever faced, raising a family. Now, 9 years later, after the retirement, having exchanged the adventures of espionage for exchanged for parenthood, uh, Gregorio and Ingrid Cortez are called back into action when the former colleague, the world's most formidable spies, start disappearing one by one. Yes, so were they. Then the former colleague, forced to take a techno wizard, a fig gun, Floop, and his evil egg-headed sidekick minion. See, Floop was not the evil one. Floop was not evil. Minion, Minion was evil. Minion was evil. Minion was what's his name? Okay, Google. Cast of Spy Kids. What's that guy's name? What's his name? Okay, there's Alan Cumming. That's what's that guy's name? Well, there's the Danny Trejo. There's Alan Cumming. There's that is Cheech. I didn't know that. Uncle Felix is Cheech. I didn't know that. There's Tony Shalhoub. There's what's his name too? George Clooney. What's his name? Oh God, what's that guy who played the dad? What's the guy's name? Antonio Banderas. We're back to that. So yes, it was pretty good. But a lot of people have done at least one movie that they're just not proud of. They're just like they have that like weird like I'm not 100% proud of that movie. But hey, what are you gonna do? I don't really care. Minion. But when the unthinkable happens, and they two disappear, unfortunately, there are only two people in the world that can rescue them. Their kids. That's it. So, yes, love that movie. I don't think it's a great movie, but it's like a ooh, it's a it's a really, really, really good kids movie for kids to watch and go, yeah, great. I don't think it's like the greatest of movies. It's fine. Don't get me wrong. It's fine. It's just kind of the like, hmm, you know, I don't care. It's a great movie, in my opinion. That series is fine. The first three are like decently watchable. Watch the second one. Never watch any of the others. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. If you want me to go there. Never watch four if you can avoid its entire existence. Just don't. Just don't, please. Ever. Never watch it. Just never watch it, please. Other than that, it's a pretty fine movie series. I personally enjoy it a lot. I still come back to watching the second one. I'm just like the second one is like such. Okay, the second one's a movie. The third one and fourth one are just like the third one's like because the third one's about a video game. Okay, game over, and it's basically just them. Well, Mister, the girl is just like she gets like transfixed because the guy because it's Sylvester Stallone, which I thought was the craziest thing when I was a kid. Sylvester who's a what? Anyway, once I figured out he was Rocky, but anyway, I was like, oh okay. So he has a prize for the person that gets to level 5 of his video game. It's like a VR experience, but you're in the game. It's weird. It's very bizarre. put on like a suit and you're completely 100% immersed in the game. Anyway, so they have the whole thing, and then she's like, "Oh, I'll win prizes. Don't worry, I'll do it. Oh, don't worry, I'll do it. I'll do it. Oh yeah, 100%." Like, okay. So then she does it. She gets in and then gets stuck, and I'm just like, stupid, stupid, stupid girl. Even I was like, "You stupid girl. You dumb. Don't do that, please. Don't." Anyway, but then we get, and then Junie, which is the Carmen's the and Junie's the boy, the brother. He's like, okay, well, now I gotta go fix you, whatever. So it's like, I'll save you, cause he's like retired. He's like, I'm not coming back, never. And then they're like, try this assignment. No, I'm not coming back. To this assignment. No, I'm not. I will not do it. And then he just goes, and then he goes, your sister's in trouble. And then he looks with his look like, give me now. I'm going right now. And he's just like, goes freaking faster than you can say go. Because he becomes like a, what's it called? Like an investigator. He becomes like a, So it's like, which is fine. I don't know. I guess. But then he's like, okay, no, I'm going in. Give me. He goes like faster, so fast. Anyway, so he's like, okay, not that it's bad. He's like, okay. So what was I saying? Yeah. So then he's just like, okay. What was I saying? Yes, it's like, okay. Um. Anyway, we're not talking about the other ones, but we might as well talk about them. I'm never going to talk about these movies ever again. I might come back to them in like whatever 2000 next years, but whatever. But anyway, so yeah. And then he goes in, and it's like a video game, but it's a really bad video game. And then there's like a hackers, and then there's like bots and such. Like Junie falls in love with a bot, but then the bot just is like, "But I love you too." She's like getting emotions, like she's like developing emotions. Like, "But I love you too. It's gonna be great." I'm just like, "We can just live here forever." It's like, really? I'm not gonna live in your weird fantasy world forever. Not that it's a bad thing, but I'm not gonna live in your weird fantasy world forever. Just be right back. Yeah, there's glare. Okay. Thought I could remove the glare. Nope, no glare. Okay. It's whatever. On the computer because I'm looking at the computer screen. Anyway, I don't care. But yeah, so and then sister's just like the sister basically walks up to the girl, does this, and like that, like kind of like, and then like shows to Junie, she's fake, she's a bot, and he's like, but I love this bot, and then she's just like, shut up, what do you know? He's like, well, I'm the one at level 5, am I not? You're the one trying to get people dead. So, you know, he brings his grandfather in, who apparently has like this like grudge on this with Sylvester Stallone for like 50 years. He's the one who put him in the wheelchair. Cause he's in a wheelchair. Put him in the wheelchair, so it's just really a bizarre movie. Well, it's not that bad actually. The first 3 are watchable. The fourth, don't even get me started, because it's all because basically it's like 5 to 10 years later, and they're just like, oh yeah, it's great, oh, it's gonna be amazing, and like I thought it was gonna be decent. It was actually awful when I originally watched it, because it was that movie that introduced 4D to most people, and because 4D was basically this weird thing that they tried for a while, which was like it was like it wasn't really a dimension. It was kind of just like, hey, here's a card, and we'll say it's like a number at a certain point. You just scratch off that number, so like 1 to 10 or whatever, and they're just like, okay. And my friend wanted to see it, and he's like, there's just fart, poop, disgusting, gross, and there's like one that's bacon, and then other than that, it's just really bad. I watched a review on it. It's awful. It's such an awful movie. But anyway, I'm not gonna go there. But the thing with that too is, even when you watch the actual movie, that's not 4D, like the DVD or the wherever you find it, you'll watch it and you'll watch parts where it just kind of stops for like 10 seconds. There's a like an awkward pause, and then it's just like, and this is where in the movie theater we go boom, 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 one, or two, or three, or four, or five, or six, seven, 8, 9, 10. Like we poof off a number. So, hey, what was I saying? Yeah. So, hey, I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying it was a really weird thing. My friend went to see it. in theaters with 4D, and he was just like, he didn't know necessarily much about like gimmicks and stuff, but he was like, this is just so stupid. But hey, what do you want? It's not that bad, but he was just like, it's just dumb. For him, he was just like, he didn't add anything to the movie that without it would have made it better. Like it would have made it better. No, it's just like kind of like which is fine. I don't care. I don't care. I've never seen another movie with it. I had 4D once where where it was like I think I never saw it, but I think Shrek. There was like a place where they were showing. My friend told me about this. I'm not sure if this is even true because I saw it with a dinosaur movie or documentary. At a movie at a museum. My friend said it was he saw it with Shrek. I don't know if he saw it with Shrek, but he claims to have. But anyway, so he's just like okay. It was the whole thing of like there's mist, there's smells, there's a bunch of other things, and I'm like really? I thought it was cool, but I was like I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's the 4D I knew of. So I thought that was 4D when they described 4D, but I don't know. Hey, I'm not gonna go there. I don't care. It's one of those things. Whatever. Yeah, that's the Spy Kids series, and I love the series. And 1, 2, and 3 are watchable, 3 less watchable. Um, again, the order is 2. This is what you watch it in. You watch them from best to worst. 2, 1, 3, 4. Don't watch 4 ever. It's the worst. 3 is like, 1's like useless, and 2. If you again, it's only watchable. It's like when I say it's only watchable if you want to get to know what kind of went on, but you don't really need to because you're like, oh, spies, spy stuff, whatever. It's kind of like when you watch Back to the Future, right? You watch 1 once, then you watch 2 and 3 because 1 is the beginning, but you only need to really watch it once because if you watch 3, 2, it explains a lot about 1 and then just continues. So for me, it was like, oh, I don't care. I don't need this. It's like, oh no, I personally don't need this. But hey, so like you watch it once, and then you just go, okay, now I'm just gonna always watch 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, because I don't need to watch 1 because I know it, unless I want to watch 1, like unless I like actively choose like I want to watch 1. So, yeah, so that's the movies. That's this week in movies. Oh, I didn't do the song of the year. I didn't do the song of 2001. Let me just grab it. I didn't do the song of 2001. Song of 2001 was Lifehouse by Hang by a Moment. No, sorry, Hang by a Moment by Lifehouse. Sorry, Hang by a Moment by Lifehouse. Apparently, so it's this song here. Never heard of it. I never even heard of it. It is number one. Maybe I have. Probably one of the things I don't think I've ever heard of this movie, but this song, but I don't know. Okay, apparently, okay. And then the second is what? Alicia Keys, Fallen. Let's see if I got top 100 Billboard Top 100 of 2001. Anything I know? Jennifer Lopez, Matchbox 21. Anybody I know? Gwen Stefani. Okay. Eve featuring Gwen Stefani. Dido. Anybody I know? Usher. I think I've heard of Uncle Cracker. I think I've heard of Uncle Cracker. Destiny's Child. Christina Aguilera. Not really. Faith Hill. I've heard of Faith Hill, I think. Creed. I've heard of Creed. No, okay. Anyway, R. Kelly. Oh, R. Kelly was the guy who's like, didn't he get into some hot water with some sexual stuff? I don't know. He went to court for that, didn't he? He did that. Anyway, I don't care. I'm not gonna go there. But that's the song of the year. So it was good. Well, I like. I mean, eventually we're gonna hit the end of like 2018, and I'm gonna have to start going backwards. So I'm gonna. So once I hit 2019 or 2020, whenever I stop doing this, right? I'll eventually go backwards. I'll go from 99 and I'll go back. So movie of the year or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, that was about the movie of the year. This week in movies, the other one, or this year in movies. Not really this week in movies because I didn't go specifically this week, but yeah, so that's about it. So, but now let's talk about what we all thought, or what we all knew was going to happen. Nintendo released on the anniversary. I think it was on the anniversary anyway. They had a of their the 1 year of online service, a direct, and the direct basically was like, here's a few things, here's a little bit of this, boom, Super NES online, and we're all like, yeah, we knew that, we knew that was happening, we knew that you did that so that you got us to stay on the platform, got us to stay with you, got us to buy another subscription of online. That's the only reason you did this. We know this is going to happen. You're going to do this again in whatever, a year and a half, 2 years from now. You're going to do it again with N64 and GameCube and Wii and whatever. You're going to do it. I just know it. And then they were like, yeah, we're also going to sell you a wireless SNES controller. And we're like, yeah, we kind of knew that too. That's the reason we know. We know because you said you filed a patent for that wireless controller. So for me, I was just like, yeah, knew that. It was like when the Nintendo Switch Lite came out, everyone was like, yeah, but I know that. Yeah, but I know that for a fact. Like I knew that was going to happen. We all predicted it. It's going to be smaller, condensed, less powerful, cheaper, or more expensive, 4K, whatever. Everyone was like, I know what was going to happen. Like I knew that was going to happen. I didn't know for a fact, but like, yeah, we could basically be like, yeah, yeah, it's going to be fine. You know, we knew that for like, we knew it was going to happen. We were just like, yeah, 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 oh yeah, which is fine. I don't really care, but like, I was like, okay, like, eh. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so that, yeah, so we're just like, okay, and the game list is let me look it up. Some pretty heavy hitters. They've got like the big guys, like the Mario Karts, the Mario Land, and the Link to the Past, but they don't have things like Earthbound, where people are like, why? You okay? Because I think they wanted to distinguish a lot of this, distinguish it from the SNES Classic. SNES. What's the online games list? We got. Okay, so, haha. Let's see. Full list of games launching today on Switch Online. Come on, load, load, load. Okay, good. We know it. We know exactly what it is. So it was. If it ever loads. Yeah, they don't have some of the heavy hitters because I think they wanted to distinguish the two from each other. So it was Super Mario Kart, great one. Kirby's Dream Course, another good one. I've never played much of it, but it's a good one. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Super Mario World 1, like Super Mario World. F-Zero, you need F-Zero. You need Link. Okay, you need Mario Kart, F-Zero, Link to the Past, and Mario World, and Star Fox, and then everything else, and Metroid, and then everything else can be like nobody cares. So it's like whatever. But what else they got? They've got Star Fox, and they got Stunt FX Racing, Super Metroid, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Pilot Wings. Pilot Wings is a good game. Pilot Wings is a little bit more than a tech demo. Like it's not the greatest game, but it's more of a more than a tech demo. Like there were a lot of games that came out that were like, yeah, you're just a tech demo. All you're trying to be is a tech demo, which is fine. You can be a tech demo. Like there are a lot of things on the 3DS, like Space Raiders, Mini Maker, the AR cards, all that stuff that were just like, this is just a tech demo, and that's it, and that's all. So it's not great, but it works. You know what I mean? It works, I guess. You could say it works. I don't know to what extent anybody played these things because nobody used AR cards. If you want to go obsolete medium, AR cards were obsolete because it kind of showed how you need a card for this. And it needs to be the. It was cool. Don't get me wrong. It was really cool. Just that it didn't really work that well. Not that it didn't work. It just didn't work that well. What else? Super Soccer and Super Tennis. I never. They're just tennis and soccer. They're just tennis and soccer games. I don't care. They're just like, meh. They work. They're probably fine games. Just I don't care. Super Brawl Bro. Sorry, Brawl Brothers. I heard it's a good game. It's kind of like a River City Ransom or like a Double Dragon kind of game. Joan Mac 2, Lost in the Tropics. Super EDF Earth Defense Force. Super Puyo Puyo 2 didn't come out in the US. Breath of Fire and Super Ghouls and Ghosts. So yeah, the SNES controller. Yeah, so, yeah. But this time it's only one SNES controller. With the other one, I think you could buy two NES controllers. So anyway, but yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, nice heavy hitters there. How many games there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Okay. 20. Cool. I mean, they're great. They're great heavy hitters, but like you have to start putting out some of the good stuff on here. They didn't even give us some of the games on NES online. I think the reason they didn't put stuff like Earthbound on was because they wanted to distinguish it from the SNES Classic, which people were just going to be like, well, it's the same thing. I'll just buy a game, whatever. I'll just buy a SNES Classic if I don't have a Switch, or if I have a Switch, I'll just buy a online subscription, and I won't buy an SNES Classic. And they still sell both of those on at Walmart, at least where I am at Walmart. So they sell both the NES Classic and the SNES Classic still. So it's like, oh, okay. At least they do for me. So it's like, oh, okay. So you have the choice of, do I buy? I have nothing. So do I buy a Switch or an SNES Classic or an NES Classic? And I go, they're still expensive, but I mean, hey, you know what? I might do that one day. You know, I might buy an SNES Classic for stuff like Star Fox and Star Fox 2 and stuff like that. Where it's like, okay, hey, it works. It does what it wants. It got people to re-download or to re-register for NES Online to renew the subscription. But the problem with it is, I'm not so sorry if I say this right now. The problem with it is that it's too like, yeah, we knew that Nintendo. You should have done this when it came out. You should have had a virtual console the same as the Wii. But of course you didn't. So, or the 3DS at least. You didn't. So you went and screwed everybody over. Well, we're just gonna like bleed. We're gonna very slowly bleed out. Why? Why Nintendo? Why? You know that. Why it? You could have made it for like a service charge. You could charge $5 to get in, and we would have still bought it. We're Nintendo fanboys. We are black sheep to Nintendo. We love you. We will buy it anyway. There's that, and there's also the Sega Genesis Classic just came out, or Sega Genesis Mini. What are they call it? Which, from what I've heard, what's on that system? What's on that system? The Sega Genesis Mini. Haha. Genesis Mini. I can already buy it, so it's about $100 now. It's kind of expensive, but Mini games list. Let me see what's on that system. I'm not sure, 100% sure what's on that list. It is IGN. Okay. I need to know about the Sega Genesis Mini. No, they didn't call any of the other ones minis. They called them classics. NES Classic, SNES Classic. Everyone thought they were gonna get a what's it called? Super N64 Classic, but no. The problem with that is because there's too many games that everyone's like, yeah, here are the 30 games, and that I think you would get a. I personally think you would get a Game Boy Classic before an SNES, before a Super N64 Classic. But here we go. What do we need? No, not everything we need to know. I want the game list. Give me the damn game list. There you go. Game list. There you go. Here's a full list of Sega Genesis games on the Mini. Okay. Echo the Dolphin. I've heard that's a really good game. I played it once. It was really fun. Okay, if you guys know me, you know that my first video game memory I have is me at the dentist playing Sonic 2 on a Sega Genesis, and I'm just holding the controller, and I'm just like, this is amazing. This is video games because before that, I don't think it's the first. thing I played. I think the first thing I played was like very early computer like point and click adventure games. But I think because I could like visualize at like 3 years old, like 2.5, 3 years old, 3.5, 4 maybe, I don't know, 2.5, 3.5 years old, 4 years old. Me playing like like computer games, but I don't remember any. I remember Sonic the Hedgehog 2 vividly in my brain because I also remember it being 2 because I remember um Tails was there. I remember that. So that's the first game I ever played. So first video game memory I can remember is video games on Sega. Sega was my first video game memory. And then I think the second is me playing Mario Land at the same dentist, but while I'm in the chair, which seems a little bit like awkward, but hey, I don't care. Anyway, Castlevania Bloodlines, great game. Castlevania the New Generation for Europe. Oh no, it's called the New Generation Europe. Okay, Space Harrier 2, Shining Force, Doctor Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I think they put out. Didn't they put out Wily's Doctor Wily Wars, which didn't come out here and is really expensive to buy. I think. I'm not 100% sure. I think they did anyway. Sonic the Hedgehog, obviously. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, duh. Altered Beast. I played Altered Beast on the app because there's an app. They do their whole Sega Rewind. I don't remember exactly what they called it, but yeah. No. What else they got? They got Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Gunstar Heroes. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Earthworm Jim. Good one. Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Thunder Force 3. I think it's a first-person shooter. I don't know. Super Fantasy Zone. I had Super Fantasy Zone on NES. Love that game. Such a good game. Such a good game. Shinobi 3, The Return of the Ninja Master. Streets of Rage 2. Contra Hardcore. Purple Protector in the UK. In Europe. Landstalker. Mega Man The Wily Wars. Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition. There's so many editions of that game, and nobody. A lot of people never even talk about Street Fighter 1 because it was a video game. It was technically a video game on the. I think it was on the PC TurboGrafx 16. Not 100% sure, but it was a cabinet, so it's not like it didn't exist. But everyone talks about like there's Street Fighter 2, then Street Fighter 2 Turbo, then Street Fighter 2 Ultra, Epic, Master, Championship Edition, Golden Punch Your Brother in the Face Edition. There's so many stupid editions of that game. Sonic Spinball. I hear it's pretty okay. Phantasy Star 4, Beyond Oasis, the story of Thor in the UK. Ghosts and Goblins, like Ghouls and Ghosts. Some of these games aren't just different games; they're like literally, or aren't just the same game. They're literally different games. They're like, um, Sega Genesis version and the Sega Genesis version and the NES version are different games. What is it? Ghouls and Ghosts is a different game than Super Ghouls and Ghosts on Super Nintendo. So Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle, Golden Axe, Victor Man, Wonder Boy in Monster World, Tetris. Ooh, isn't that a good game? I believe it's expensive. If I'm not mistaken. Darius, it's also expensive. Virtual Fighter 2, Alicia Dragon, Monster World 4, Kid Chameleon, Road Rash 2, Eternal Champion, Columns, Dynamic, Haiti, Heidi, Strider, and Light Cruiser. Every confirmed game for the Sega Genesis Mini. Yes, you're gonna get a really weird 6-button controller, I believe. Yes. So I mean, uh, so yeah. I mean, it's not a bad game by any means, but or bad system by any means, but I don't know. There's a lot of better ways. Well, not better ways, but there's a lot of cheaper ways of doing this. Not that I care. I'm like, for $100 though, it's actually not bad. Worth it. It's like 80 to $100. Of all these games on here, though, it's a good starting point. All these games where the system had like 700 to 1,000 games, 600 to 1,000 games, like the NES one, are great starting points to go off of and say, look, it's not bad, but because that's the thing. That's the other reason I don't think they'd ever put the Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64 Classic out because they would never have people go into the other library of games because that's literally all the games. That's it. You have every game. You're done. Like, you have all the good games. You have 30 or 40 good games, and that's it. Good game. I've said this a lot. I've said this in live streams and in podcasts and in all this, what the game should be. And that's basically the 40 good games, which is the other reason why, if you know Pat Contry, he made a Ultimate Nintendo Guidebook. And he made an Ultimate Super Nintendo Guidebook. And he said, because he's talking to Ian on the podcast, he goes, look, Ian Ferguson. So he's like, okay, look, I would probably put a Game Boy book out before I'd put a Nintendo 64 game out because one reason, because Ian goes, yeah, it's everybody wants to hear you gawk about the same 30 games and be like done because they don't want to hear here's racing game number 27, here's sports game 42. Like there's too many sports games and racing games on that system to the point of just like here are the 30 games that are amazing, like absolutely fantastic, and everything else just whatever. That's the thing. So I think it would work better to do a Game Boy one because it also makes the library go, yes, it's great, it's good, but it's a starting point. Here's a start, and I think they would have to go Game Boy and Game Boy Color in the same thing, and then Game Boy Advance. I don't think they would do a Game Boy and a Game Boy Color and a Game Boy Advance. I don't think they would do all of that. They might. They would be making lots of dough, but I don't think they'd do that. But anyway, yeah. So, um, yeah, that's why I think it wouldn't work to make a Nintendo 64 Classic. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, so is TurboGrafx is coming out with the TurboGrafx Mini, and um, Geo's coming out with like some controller that you can connect to their Mini. Their Mini was a lousy port excuse for a game console because it didn't have any of their iconic um, micro switch buttons. Like really, really, actually. That's not the middle finger. It's the ring finger. But anyway, still, it's like, come on, people, really. Anyway, that's what you're known for. You're known for micro switches. But anyway, nobody cared really. You can get an adapter probably to plug in real ones. I don't know. It's a good thing because that system is expensive as heck. Still, that was like the rich man's video game system as a you had to be like stupid rich to use that system to have that system as a kid. The Neo Geo AES. Oh, stupid. What I like about the arcade cabinet though is that it's it's got cartridges. So you just buy a cartridge and you pop a cartridge in, and there you go. Especially if you have like the 4 slot or something, you could like pop in like I think there's a single one, a 2 slot, and a 4 slot. And I think the 4 slot's the best because you can pop like 4 games in and be like, oh yeah, here, it's great. No, I thought I was gonna sneeze. Oh boy, what's going on here? Oh no, what is happening here? That was awkward. Well, anyway, so yeah, I don't know much about the Sega Genesis Mini. I don't know. I think Nintendo is done with minis for like I could say a solid 5 years, but I don't know because I could see it just being like slowly like in 3 years from now, like 2021, 2022, 2020 maybe even, they would go, you know what? We'll put out a new mini. Put out a new mini because everyone wants a Nintendo N64 mini. But again, that would be every good game on that system, which would drive someone like me bonkers because I'd be like, there's nothing else really. It's like, no, not really. That's basically all the good games, 30 or 40, and that's would ever work. I think that's gonna be it for now, guys. So, adios, mi amigos.